Hello, I'm Marian Anderson and this is another video on Caden Wood. Now I've put a link in the bio below to the Caden Wood page on my website, so hopefully that'll direct you to the other videos that I've made on this development. So the reason I've done this is because when I get a call from a client looking for a detached house which is ski in, ski out, you have to jump all over Caden Wood. Besides, they're huge houses up there and they're brand new. So those are the other two factors that a lot of people are looking for. So then I get the question, well, what's it like? So now what I'm doing is I'm doing a driving tour off the streets of Caden Wood so I can send that to you, my client or future client, hopefully. And you can have a look at that and get a sense of what this neighborhood is like. And it will give you a sense, but that's all it will give you. You'll have to get over here to have a personalized driving tour to really understand the neighborhood. But in the meantime, hop in the car with me and let's have a look. As we drive through the entrance to Caden Wood, on the left-hand side is Heritage Peaks Trail, which is phase 3 of the Caden Wood development. There were 4 phases in all. Now we'll drive through Heritage Peaks Trail later on in the video, and we'll have a little talk about that area. Coming up on the right hand side is the underpass for the access trail, and that access trail starts at the very top of Caden Wood, winds its way around the north and eastern side of Caden Wood, and ends up close to the Creekside Gondola. The house at the top of that access trail is on Trails End Lane. Next up, on the right-hand side, we're going to see a path that comes down from Ancient Cedars Lane. Now, it's a groomed access trail in winter, and in there is the play park for Caden Wood, small child's play park. That's the trail, and across the road right there is the trail that leads down into a lower peak to creek run on Whistler Mountain, and that one eventually goes on to the Creekside Gondola. Still on Caden Wood Drive, on the left-hand side, those houses have a ski access trail which runs parallel to this Caden Wood Drive. So they have an excellent ski in, ski out access, if you will. And of course, great views up Whistler Mountain, as you can see there. And also they have great views across Whistler Valley. So it's a really good location. So we're coming up to a 4-way intersection on Caden Wood Drive. Caden Wood Drive continues, and running left to right is High Point Drive. And we're going to turn left onto High Point Drive. Now at the very end of High Point Drive, we're going to see the access path which leads to the Caden Wood Gondola station. And straight ahead of us, you will see the parking lot for the Caden Wood Gondola station. So anybody can park in this parking lot as long as you have a pass. And that pass is issued by the Caden Wood Strata Council. And there's the path which, within a minute of walking, you're at the Caden Wood Gondola station. Now, coming around, rather than going down, well, we were going to go down High Point Drive, and then we thought we'd do a little spin around. There we go, backing up. And there's a little trail off to the left. Well, this is actually an easement. It's not hasn't been named as a road, but on the strata plan, it's actually an easement across several lots, a few lots that lead up to and give access to this house that's being built on the left-hand side, and a couple of others that are in there as well. And that's a lot that's going to be built on in the future. And what an excellent flat lot for building. Look at that view. So I've now turned around and we're coming back down the easement, and on the right-hand side is the entrance to the parking lot for the Caden Wood residents. Now, halfway along the path that leads to the Caden Wood Gondola station, if you were to look up to the right, there's a ski access trail coming down. And then if you were to look to the left, as you go along the path, there is the continuation of an access trail which leads right down to the lower peak to creek run on Whistler Mountain. So we're turning off High Point Drive and heading along Caden Wood Drive. The traffic circle also denotes the end of Caden Wood Drive and the start of Trails End Lane. Now there's an access trail, ski access, snowboard trail, which that's it right there, and that you can come out of your house along this area and shoos down and join up with the trail that eventually winds its way around Caden Wood through Heritage Peaks Trail and down to Creekside. Now the beauty of these houses right here is that there is a ski access trail which runs parallel to Trails End Lane. So you see the road that's going straight ahead there? There's a trail that's parallel to this down below. So the houses on the left-hand side have a fantastic access for skiing in and skiing out. So we're now leaving Trails End Lane and we're back on Caden Wood Drive, heading for the four-way intersection. All of the houses along here have great access to High Point Drive, walking up there and getting on the Caden Wood Gondola, or doing it vice versa, coming off the Caden Wood Gondola and walking home. All these houses in this area that we see right now. So High Point Drive continues on to this cul-de-sac at the end, and there's a few houses down there, but we're going to turn left onto Ancient Cedars Lane. Now coming up on the right-hand side is the ski access trail right there that leads down past the play park onto Caden Wood Drive. You cross over the road and then you're on the access trail down to Lower Peak to Creek and on your way down to Whistler Creekside. Excellent access trail. On the right-hand side, there is a vacant lot and also an access trail that comes in, starts off at the top of Caden Wood, and you can shoos all the way down into this area. So anything on Ancient Cedars Lane has great trail coming in from the top and also an excellent trail leading out of Ancient Cedars down to Caden Wood, across the road, and on you go on to Whistler Creekside. So now we're turning right onto High Point Drive, and at the four-way intersection, we're going to join up with Caden Wood Drive and head out of Caden Wood. Now, I pointed out earlier that the houses on the right-hand side have an access trail beneath them, which runs parallel to Caden Wood Drive. So these houses really are in an enviable position. Also, they're pretty close to the gondola for coming home as well, should they decide to take a gondola up from Whistler Creekside and then shoos home. On the right-hand side, this is the access trail that would connect with the one across the road, which comes in from Ancient Cedars Lane, taking you right there. That's the trail that comes in from Ancient Cedars Lane. Great location. And we're going to go right now onto yes, come on back. We're going to go right onto Big Timber Court. There are 5 lots on Big Timber Court, and the owners of those lots have magnificent unobstructed views down the valley. The residents walk along to the access trail on Caden Wood Drive, which we just passed on the right. And that way they can shoos down to the Lower Peak to Creek Run on Whistler Mountain. Coming to their property, they would ski through Ancient Cedars Lane, which is basically across the road as we see there, and just shoos home. Very convenient. So now we've turned right off Big Timber Court and we're driving along Caden Wood Drive again. And next stop is Heritage Peaks Trail. It's a bit of a bus tour, this, isn't it? Now heading back down Caden Wood Drive, again the underpass on the left-hand side, the trail that originates from the very top of Caden Wood Drive and swings down under this bridge, that's it there, swings down under this bridge, down to Heritage Peaks Trail and then on to Whistler Creekside. So I hope you're enjoying this driving tour. I tell you, it's a bit of a mouthful to explain all the locations and try and point out the ski in, ski out access points. But maybe we should just have a look at and appreciate how serene this location actually is. So that's enough serenity for just now. We're turning right onto Heritage Peaks Trail. Now this location is basically phase 3 of the Caden Wood development. So there's more construction happening in this area than say on High Point Drive, and Ancient Cedars Lane, which was phase 2 of the development, and Kadenwood Drive, which was phase 1 of the development. That's all basically completed, apart from some on Kadenwood Drive. On the right-hand side, you'll see a little path, and that path will lead along to the access trail that comes in from the very top of Caden Wood and winds its way around to that point on Heritage Peaks Trail. From there, the residents can step off, walk along that little path and make their way home. Or if they're going down to Creekside, then they would basically get to that path and head on a groomed trail that leads from Heritage Peaks Trail down to Creekside and the Creekside Gondola, where they would upload to the red chair. Now, although Heritage Peaks Trail is the furthest away from the Caden Wood Gondola station, it's not that far if you wanted to walk, especially in spring, summer or fall. But if it's the middle of winter, you might want to get in the car and drive up to the gondola station, park the car, hop in the gondola and off you go, down for dinner in Creekside. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the driving tour of Caden Wood, and if you have any questions or you're looking for a realtor and you think I'd be a good fit for you, reach out. Contact details are just coming up. Thank you.